Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'll be discussing and reading my common application and supplemental essays to the School of Hotel Administration at Cornell University. I applied early decision in the fall of 2017. I'll be reading these essays and then I'll be sharing my advice about what I was thinking about when I was writing these and what I was trying to convey to my readers in the admissions process. First, I'll be reading my common application essay. I responded to the prompt, discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. As I trudged through the muggy prairie grass, my 5th grade self couldn't help but wonder what made this sod house so worthy of the hot and sticky summer camp hike. Homestead National Monument is a celebration of the industriousness of pioneers, as well as a shrine to John Deere tractors and Nebraskan gold, corn. Over the chattering waves of 10-year-olds, a park ranger handed me a thick packet of worksheets and puzzles about the monument. After dutifully filling it out, I timidly but proudly presented my work to the ranger, who smiled under the wide brim of her Smokey the Bear style hat. She knelt down and pinned a small gold badge on my shirt. "Do you promise to explore, learn, and protect all national park areas?" I nodded sharply. "Congratulations, you are now a Homestead National Monument Junior Ranger." Holy smokes, I hadn't realized this was part of the deal, a gold badge and a title. In the following months, a can-do attitude mixed with a Pokemon gotta-catch-em-all fever was ignited within me as I sent hundreds of handwritten letters to national parks asking to become a junior ranger. Armed with a gift shop-bought map of every park, each night I surveyed where I would prospect for my next speck of gold. In the process, I learned that silence, unlike my badges, was not golden. Shy no more, I forged personal connections with rangers everywhere, from the Bering Strait to the Everglades. What I didn't realize at the time was that the Junior Ranger program and my passion in pursuing the golden plastic pins pushed me towards becoming a more outgoing individual, infatuated with geography, cultures, and languages. The knowledge gained continues to serve me in my travels, the classroom, and my general worldview. Not to mention always having the answers to my mom's crossword puzzles. The badges I now wear are silver. My desire to connect with others led me towards excelling in speech, a high school sport my shy 5th grade self would have been terrified to pursue, giving me a silver tongue and the confidence to share and explore stories with others. My continuing love of maps has led me to study and imagine countries, cultures, and places that I yearn to travel to and learn more about, which propelled me to study abroad in Tajikistan and achieved the Medal of Polyglottism. With the imaginary badge of my American identity, I was able to act as an ambassador representing my own culture and community as I immersed myself in Persian linguistic lenses and absorbed more than I could have ever gleaned from the silvery pages of my favorite atlas. However, the badge closest to my heart is perhaps the least dazzling. A pewter tone oblong oval ornamented with my first name, placed on the left lapel of my Hyatt Place uniform. Despite seemingly being surrounded by cornfields, from behind the front desk, I am able to interact with the world. I enjoy speaking with knowledge of others' countries while making them feel welcome in the community that I represent. When a guest checks in from Mauritius, we discuss weather patterns in the Indian Ocean before I direct her to the Thai restaurant that I recommend. I make change for a businessman visiting from the Czech Republic, all in shiny coins, because he, too, collects the new National Parks state quarters. Sod houses, John Deere tractors, and 37 gold-gilded ranger badges have sent me on a course of discovery far beyond the borders of my Nebraska life, and have given me lifelong tools, knowledge, curiosity, and confidence. A junior ranger at heart, I promise to continue to explore, learn, and protect as I navigate the many lifetime badges I hope to achieve. When I was preparing to write this essay, I read a lot of examples in this Princeton Review book. I really recommend reading example Common App essays, whether it's through YouTube videos or just online or through a Princeton Review book. It gives you a really great sense of what other students are doing, and then that gives you a sense of how you can stand out. What I loved about this book was it tells you where each student is from, their GPA, their extracurriculars, their standardized test scores, and then the list of schools that they applied to, And at the back of the book, after you read the essay, it tells you where they were accepted and where they were rejected. Since I was only applying to Cornell University when I wrote my Common App essay, I paid special attention to the essays that students applied to Cornell with and whether they were accepted or rejected using those essays. Write about something that makes you unique and gives the readers a sense of you as an individual. Don't write about something that is maybe the most noteworthy thing about you if other people will be writing about it too. The likelihood that someone else was writing about Junior Ranger badges and like an obsessive urge to collect them was pretty low. I could have written about getting a government-sponsored scholarship to study in Tajikistan, but the likelihood of someone else writing about that scholarship program was pretty high. So instead, I chose to use that piece of information to demonstrate something about myself, that I am really wanting to immerse myself in other cultures, and I love learning languages, but that was inspired by this weird, quirky Junior Ranger obsession that really spurred a lot of personal development in my life. The topic of your Common App essay does not need to be the most profound thing you've ever done, especially if you think other people will write about that. So if there's something more unique about you, it's better to write about that. The caveat is don't write about something so weird that you come off as weird. You want to come across as a unique individual, someone that will contribute uniquely to the school that you're applying to, but you don't want to come across as weird or having an off-color sense of humor because your essay didn't exactly hit the notes you were hoping that it would. My biggest piece of advice is before you write the essay, but after you've read some example essays, think about 3 to 5 traits that you really want to come across to your readers. You want your readers to understand who you are after they've read the essay. And thinking about these traits that you want to convey can help you ensure that you have something that they will think about you without saying it directly. You don't want to say, I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated, I push myself outside my comfort zone, but you can show that in the examples you use and the story that you tell. For me, the traits that I was thinking of were being hardworking, industrious, open-minded, ambitious, passionate, and having a love of learning. And having that list of traits that I really wanted to convey helped me in refining the story I wanted to tell, as well as the examples and anecdotes that I use later in expanding this idea of being a Junior Ranger. That's something I'm really proud of in this essay, is I used this theme of badges and medallions to talk about other aspects of myself, to really show being a Junior Ranger was incredibly foundational and really created me as the individual I am today. And all of these experiences I'm showing you show what an exceptional scholar, learner, and university student I will be. I would also recommend trying to use metaphors or alliteration or simile, things that showcase you have a firm grasp on your ability to use language to be creative as well as functional in conveying a story and information. But again, there's a really fine balance between showcasing creative writing skills and going too far, or being a little unique and interesting and not having the jokes in your essay hit and having it come across as very awkward and weird. So there's definitely a balance. I think reading Common App essays really helps refine that sense of what you can and can't get away with and where you should divert your attention and word count. For most universities, you have to write at least one supplemental essay in addition to your Common App essay. Your Common App essay is submitted to every university you apply to. You don't really customize it per university. However, because I was applying to Cornell early decision, mine does lean a little bit hospitality focused in a way that I probably wouldn't have done if I weren't applying to hospitality programs at other schools. For Cornell University, when I was applying, you only had to write one supplemental essay, and it was discussing why you wanted to be admitted to the specific college within Cornell University. So for me, that was the School of Hotel Administration. The prompt I was responding to was, the global hospitality industry includes hotel and food service management, real estate, finance, entrepreneurship, marketing, technology, and law. Describe what has influenced your decision to study business through the lens of hospitality. What personal qualities make you a good fit for SHA? As my friends and I talk of our futures and perhaps dream of saving the world, I also dream of seeing the world. I came upon hospitality as a potential career and decided I needed experience to better understand what hospitality might mean to me. With every adventure, job, or research paper I read, my decision is reinforced. At 15, I began contacting hotel general managers to beg for the opportunity to begin my career. Working at the Hyatt Place Hotel for the past 16 months, I have learned that Hyatt's slogan, "We care for people so they can be their best," extends beyond merely the guest's experience, but also to the community within the hotel. Compassion flows through each department as we collaborate to create the most seamless operation possible. I want to stay in this industry because I love the working parts beyond on-site operations, the action behind the scenes that allows the guests to have a seemingly effortless stay, from brand standards to revenue management. Additionally, I found that my front desk personality is the best me, outgoing, helpful, friendly, and exuberant while interacting with guests, and a more skilled communicator and listener when working with other departments. I enjoy cultivating these traits. Hospitality challenges and pushes me out of my comfort zone, increasing my confidence and abilities to lead and work with others. Through a summer internship in marketing at the Hilton Garden Inn, I began to see the power and necessity of good business practices to attract customers, and how difficult that can be. Working at a cafe showed me the intricacies of the business behind selling something as simple as a sandwich. However, my true passion for hospitality was cemented 2 summers ago, when I was invited by the Hyatt's general manager to sit in on their weekly revenue call. As he debated rates for an upcoming weekend, I began to understand that the simple numbers in an Excel sheet would soon be the difference between a filled room and an empty one. I am fascinated each week as I observe our GM discuss market trends, potentials for increased demand, and our local competitors' actions to adjust room rates. My enchantment with revenue management in supply-constrained markets led me to begin perusing the SHA Scholarly Commons, discovering the research of Dr. Cheryl Kimes. Equipped with knowledge gleaned in part from her publications, I am able to witness behavioral economic theory and consumer psychology in real time with hotel guests. This is both incredibly rewarding and a bit painful, as I can see differences in a guest's perception of fairness of their room rates, depending on if I offer them a BAR or non-blended rate. Arising every weekend day at 6 a.m. to get ready for my Hyatt shifts, helping a demanding customer while working the front desk alone, or finding a new leak in the hotel espresso machine as I make my guest-favorite macchiatos, I am reminded of Dr. McCausland's words to the financial accounting class I audited while visiting Cornell last spring. You may not be expected to do such basic services in your future careers, but you must be able to understand this information when others present it to you. I will always appreciate my hands-on foundation in operations as I continue to explore and grow in the many opportunities that the hospitality industry offers. While my current interest is in revenue management, I realize that there are many facets to hospitality that I have yet to discover. I'm thrilled while reading through the class offerings at SHA, inspired while staying at the Statler and talking to students setting up for Hotel Ezra Cornell, and excited that Cornell also offers Persian language classes for my continued studies. I am certain of my dream to pursue an education and make further personal discoveries in the business of hospitality at Cornell. Something I want to draw your attention to here is that they're really showcasing that hotel administration is not just hotels. It is business through the lens of hospitality. So I think a really common pitfall in these essays would be if you were talking about just hotels or just restaurant management, and you were just saying, I love hospitality, I love being nice to people, I love providing good service. Okay, but that doesn't hit on the business aspect of the industry. And the hotel school, I think more so than other hospitality programs, really focuses on business through the lens of hospitality. It's not just the study of hospitality, it's the study of business, but everything we talk about, every example we use is in hospitality. So if you are applying to the hotel school and writing this essay, make sure you get that across, that you understand this is a business degree with a focus in hospitality, not a degree in service and hospitality. Just a quick aside from editing Lilia, I realized after filming this video how much the prompt has changed since when I applied.
But I think it's really useful to keep in mind this original prompt because the prompt that I responded to really gets at the essence of the hotel school. So even though the new prompt of what kind of business student are you should still keep in mind this idea of studying business through the lens of hospitality, because that will really show your fit for the hotel school, which still is focusing on business through the lens of hospitality, regardless of this new prompt.
My goal with this essay was to really show that I know hospitality is more than service. There's an entire business behind it. I don't want to be working in hotels for the rest of my life. I want to be doing revenue management. And the only way for me to be doing revenue management at that level is to study at Cornell University. Really, throughout this essay, I was trying to show I know what I'm getting into because I've had operations experience. I know Cornell is the right fit for me because I've read through papers from your professors. I sat in on classes. I know what your classes are like and your extracurriculars. And I see that there's a great fit for me. That whole final paragraph is just talking about I like what you're doing, I know what you're doing, and here's why I'm a great fit. I also tried to showcase personal qualities in this essay that would make me a personal good fit with the hotel school. I was really trying to focus on showcasing that I was a go-getter, I was dedicated, reflective, curious, passionate, analytical, service-oriented, and hardworking. I was also really involved for my IB extended essay in researching revenue management and fairness practices. So that's why I was familiar with this research being done by one of the professors at Cornell. So I really wanted to showcase, not only do I understand that this is business through the lens of hospitality, I know what I want to study in this realm of business. I was really passionate about revenue management because I was so interested in consumer psychology, and I really wanted to get that across. I know there's more, and I know I can learn it at Cornell. So I hope this gives you some guidance, especially with the Cornell essay, which I know it's hard to find supplemental essays online, or at least it was 5 years ago when I was applying. I think it's really important in the supplemental essays, regardless of the school, to show why you are a good fit, why this university is good for you, but also kind of what you are going to contribute uniquely to the school. So I wanted to talk about revenue management in my essay, or being outgoing and passionate and curious in my common application essay. Whatever you can do to show that you know what you're getting into, you know why this school is a good fit for you, and you are a unique individual person, that's going to be the strongest essays or supplemental essays that you can write. I hope this video gave you some insight or maybe inspired you for your application essays. I would love to answer any questions that you have in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!